Hey, you ever worry about that USB plug that you wear things out with it? Is my DJI feeling that way? Or is my wireless mic just not holding strong anymore and maybe I have to just give it just a little love bend? Yeah, I agree with you. Totally agree, man. I just deleted a video doing the same exact scene. I hope I deleted the right one by picking it correctly. Well, anyway, I got some talk going on and I want to share it with you. It's not yet happening, but I want to get the record straight for myself because I talk out loud what I think inside to you, right? All right, I know my camera's been on for a good minute. It's just like my scooter. If I hold down for 8 seconds, it's got to be a lot longer at times because when you're inconsistent, it's got to, oh, 8 seconds now. Oh, 8 seconds now. Oh, 8 seconds now. Oh, it has to know exactly where your last point was at to make those changes. Behold, DJI, you failed to come on when you're on for at least 3 minutes of time. Thank you. You finally came on. Gas is up, 363. It's the golden hour. Well, I got to pump it to make the light. There's the gas price, right? And I am making my turn, yeah, single-handedly. I don't want to hit that bump because that'd throw me out of the whack. I'm going to make my other turn, an S turn. Yeah, the fish did an S turn. I've been riding my Huffy a couple of times. And let me tell you, I think that wheel, the original wheel, either gave or was that way at the beginning. It feels a hell lot better. I don't have a Mac, and using software, my gig just showed us all how to remove a background and put a title behind you. Did a great job. Thank you for sharing. And I said, maybe Resolve can do that. And Resolve is very simple. Basically, you put your video in and you could go node, add serial, or you could duplicate the video. And then all you need to do is just go into the generator area, the windows, and hit one of the masks, hit the feather, and just start to object the area, mask it. And once you finish that, it's almost done. You just do a tracking if you want motion, and off you go. You put your title in. It's that simple. It really is. Not that hard. And there are thousands of videos already out there, years ago to today. So no need for me to show how to do that if asked. Getting on with the talk, I'm not leveled here, but let me get leveled. There you go. Think you're level now? I don't have Rise and Balance on. I have Rocksteady Plus, and for the reason of the camera kind of like does one of these. It takes the horizon. It's something to do with the electronic gyro in this camera, which is not the best in the world, they say. Oh man, I feel like, and that's what we're going to be talking about. Everything shot for the past number of vlogs was on ultra wide. Now I'm on just the standard de-warp, and there's no narrow, so I'm a lot closer to you. You don't see any much of a difference, if asked. So you don't see the warpiness and this and that. I apologize if you didn't like those types of videos, but sometimes you just go with the flow. So Sony came out, they debuted their cameras to people so they could try it out, tell the world, and they only lent them so they could bring them back to Sony. That's a good thing. That's the way companies do things, and I thank Sony for that. But the problem here is now, do you see any videos from May 23rd on? Sony should have been a little bit smarter where it's saying that we want you to make your debut video, but you have to make 3 to 5 other videos that you have to produce every 5 days up to the leading date of sale. And that they did not do. So now you have all these bloggers out there, a whole bunch of them, not much to watch, but I only saw like 15, I think, and I can't find any more because YouTube tagging Sony, vlogger's camera, ZV-1 Mark II, Sony ZV-1 M2, Sony ZV-1 Mark II, Mark II. You get the idea. And you're not going to pull up every single video there. But if you watch one video, they may come up here in the tags. Ah, now this would be like a Sony ZV-1 Mark II. Maybe more like this. Now, wait a second. Maybe more like this. I got one more to go. Maybe more like this. But anyway, you get the idea what's happening with the camera. You want a wider field of view, and you're going to have to pay the price. And that's what DJI as well did. They've given us that ultra wide that GoPro never had. They had super view. And what did GoPro come and do? They gave us that other thing in the GoPro Hero 11. I can't even remember the name, and it doesn't even bother me. And they did a nice job indeed, both cameras. So, you know, there's what, Sony, and there's Canon. There's Fuji, there's Olympus, there's Leica. There's all these camera companies, and everyone likes one in particular. Now, everybody who owns a Sony ZV-1, they were happy at the beginning, and later on, they started to complain. Is my head in the shot? Am I getting chopped off? And Sony started to listen, but it had taken them up to 3 years because the complaints weren't from year one of ownership. Probably because it was ownership of year 2 to year 3. It was just recent that everybody wanted something done. Well, you know the story. Look at YouTube. Look at all the videos dated from the release of the Sony, and you'll find people starting to say, well, I wish it had a wider lens. Why did they not introduce a Sony ZV-1 Mark II 2 years ago and waited 2 additional years? And they came out with the Sony ZV-1F, and people are saying, that's not a replacement. That's going after the smartphone industry. Why can't they just come out with Mark II? That's what we want. I feel like it's the sky money, man. You know, the camera fell. It's on a soft ground. I try to catch it anyway, but the thing is, it's still working. Is your Sony ZV-E1 working if it drops on a hard ground? So yeah, you know, Sony is no baloney. They listen to the people, but they listen a little too late. And a lot of people now are just complaining again. Oh man, Sony, why did you give us the same exact camera? Well, I'll tell you what, I'm not going to be complaining. I'm only sharing what's inside of me out loud, what I see out there to all. And that's why you see videos like this, us talking to people and sharing some of our inner thoughts out loud. And some people take it the wrong way. Well, I got myself a Sony ZV-1F for the reason of to hold me over for that new camera to come out. And that's exactly what I'm going to do when this camera comes out on June 15th. And Sony is June 15th and 16th. All these pre-orders, let me tell you, the pre-orders are about saying, oh man, people want this camera, let's start to make it. Now we can start to produce it and get all this out. Well, Best Buy is going to have that camera in the store because somebody like you going to pack up their camera and return it to Best Buy, and they're going to sell it as an open box for about $50 less. And nothing is wrong with that because you return your camera back for the same price you purchased it. But I'd rather just go and buy the camera new, knowing I have no problems with a brand new camera. So for me, there's no need for us to cry like a baby. Just, you know, hey, Sony, did a great job. You offer us exactly what we want. And be on our way, having fun, sharing video, and being the person out there left behind because they weren't happy, they didn't get enough, and they didn't get the Sony ZV-E1 inside of Sony ZV-1 Mark II. Now, the same thing goes for all of us, including everybody, that the people who don't have the camera, they're saying, don't buy, this is what I think. And, you know, he never came from a Sony. Don't listen to them. If you came from a Sony ZV-1, then you may want to listen to them. But if you came from another Sony, it's all up to you. And, you know, 2023 technology, it's there. And the more you want, the more you get, and the more you cry. I made my mind up, and I know exactly what I am going to do. Yeah, I made my mind up before, and I'm still going to get the camera. And that's exactly what I am going to do. Now, I need a better camera. It's the same battery. Don't bother me. That same battery's been in the camera since the Sony CyberShot HX9V, and that's well over 10 years. Nothing's wrong with that. 1080p, the battery lasts an average of an hour. Everything lasts an average of an hour. DJI claimed to make it over 2+ hours. The GoPro complained the Enduro battery is supposed to make the camera last a lot longer. It's not the same camera. It's a different camera. It's got less things in it, less things to run. But nobody's complaining about these screens causing a camera to overheat, Sony. Did I just change the subject? You sure did. Hey, I love throwing my hat. I love hitting the camera. It's an action camera. Isn't that what action cameras are for? To have fun with? Well, the Sony ZV-1 Mark II is my review camera. And when I want to take something and show you, and I do this to my Sony ZV-1F, I don't care for it. I have to make sure I'm dead center of the screen. And it struggles to work on a fixed focus, continuous autofocus. That don't make sense to have three things. It's a fixed focus, continuous focus camera that you can simply set to manual and do your things. I feel having a full autofocus, will do a great job, and that's why I'm getting that camera. And I'm not doing it for vlogging. I'm doing it for other reasons. And you may have the same reasons as me and say, hey, Fish, I totally agree with you. What I didn't talk to you about was the actual price. $8.99 for the new camera. Is it going to go down or up, stay the same many months to years down the road? Will it increase or decrease? We don't know. It sells for retail at $8.99. Pre-order, wouldn't you want it to be a lot less? I think so. Now, with the Sony ZV-1, the lowest price I've seen new at Amazon as well as Best Buy was $6.99 Best Buy, $6.69 Amazon. And the price went right up to $6.99 to $7.48 on Amazon and Best Buy. And that was $50 over. And when you do a search, the very first advertisement thing you see is BH. The price is going up, $50 more. And that's B&H telling you. And yeah, what can I say? Now, on the black market, like I say, Abe's of Maine, they're right down the road from me. I could probably walk into the store, and the camera sells for $570 through under $600, just about, or black or white. White's a little bit more money. I'm not going to get a black model. I don't like black anymore. I like the white one. It really grew on me. It held strong. It didn't discolor. It didn't get dirty. Did a great job. So for $8.99, I'm not sure if I'm ready to pre-order, but if I do pre-order, I'm going to do it at Best Buy for the reason of I'll get money back from them in the rewards. And yeah, I could walk into the store and give a gift card if I wanted to. And, it's all up to me what I want to do to save some money for that camera that I work hard for. So why the $8.99 price? That's what I'm trying to get at. And I delayed it so long. I feel the $8.99 price is due to the lens costing more money to put into the camera. I also feel that the interface that they put in, they want to charge you because it's a different software. Also, the filters they added that you could change cheek, skin, and things like that. And also the dual tracking. You got to pay for all that stuff. And the 3 capsule microphone. You got to pay for that as well. Now, also for changing the body's bottom base, you may have to pay for that just a little bit. So there's a lot of changes that $150 went into the camera. And yeah, if you wanted the same lens, then probably a lot less money. And if you didn't want the 3 capsules, it'd be a lot less money. But if you just wanted the lens and the cameras for them to change out, that's like an $80 change. They could probably charge you $150, put in your ZV-1 to the Sony store, and we'll change it out for you. And you can keep the same exact camera. You're better off just going and getting a Sony ZV-1 Mark II. Frankenstein. Do, 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 do. Put it on the Ritz. Man, that was an excellent movie. Young Frankenstein, Gene Wilder, right? And Sony ZV-1, you could put your camera, modify any which way you want. Makes it heavier, a little strain on it. Costs more than the Sony ZV-1 Mark II. You spent all that money. Increasing. Now it's useless. So you're going to sell your camera. Well, does the Ulanzi wide-angle lens fit onto the Mark II to make it even a wider lens so you can be all the way out here, even though you're holding it right over here? That's something to think about. Yeah, man. Maybe I want to go pick up one of those lenses by newer Ulanzi and stick it on the camera and be the first one out there when I get it and say, hey, look, this is the Mark II and I'm putting on a wider lens. I even want a wider. I don't want a much wider lens. I want to get a Sony ZV-1 Mark II. I'm going to wait nice and patiently. I just want to say, hey, thank you very much for listening to what I had to say from the inside, outside, or what everybody else was trying to say. You have to sit down, just stare and compare, go over the specs of each one side by side, even if you have to write it down on a tablet, a piece of paper and pencil, and just say, hey, is it worth it? What would it cost? Should I sell my camera? Should I just get it and keep the other one? Should I just go get it and return it? That's all up to you. I can't tell you what to do. It's your money, and you have to know what to do with it. And be wise. If you don't need a new camera, don't get it. If you want to just, get it just to have it, go get it. I can't tell you. That's all up to you. I said a lot, did a lot, and I definitely talked a lot. And I hope you enjoyed this vlog of the Sony, of the Resolve. And yeah, software. Now, I didn't mention about, hey, is it going to work for my machine? Am I going to struggle with software? Well, I use Magix and I use my Sony. Oh man, it's smooth as butter. Well, I am Fish. I am out of here. I'm done. I did my nice long talk. And man, I feel much better. I'm going to go now, have some fun, take care of business, and do things what I want to do. On that note, I'll catch you on many other videos to come.